Yes, sir. Now, today, we gonna be talking about a Detroit music legend by the name of Dilla. Now, for those of y'all who don't know, I'm pretty sure y'all remember the song Selfish by Slum Village featuring Kanye West. Now, if you do remember that song, Dilla was the producer for that song. He was the producer for the group Slum Village. So without further ado, we gonna talk about the demise of Dilla, right? Because I found a lot more interesting things than I thought I would looking up Dilla, right? So without further ado, man, we finna get right to it. So first and foremost, we have to start with the number 42, right? As we are all aware. Now, Dilla, as his producer name was, Dilla, equals 42 in the reverse reduction cipher. Now, pay attention to the fact that, like I said, Dilla is from Detroit, which is located on the 42nd parallel. Now, just for a backstory, right? Black history and black person both equal 181 in the English language backwards, right? This is the work of Gematria, turning letters into their numerical value, right? And these are the long slew of coincidences that we get, right? So 181 happens to be the 42nd prime number, right? Just like the N-word, slavery, hanging, and many other words, right? Many other words, right? So it's very interesting that Dilla also has the 42 attached to him as well. Now, Welcome to Detroit was Dilla's first project. This was his debut studio album. Now, it was released February 26, 2001, and I told you the number 181 is the 42nd prime number. So it's very interesting that Dilla passed away 1,810 days after the release of his debut album. When we drop that zero, because zeros have no value in numerology, when we drop that zero, we have that 181, which is the 42nd prime number. Now, this was the last album by Slum Village that Dilla was a part of while he was still alive. Now, this was released on October 25th, 2005. If you notice, he's not on the cover. Now, this album was released on 60 and 42 date numerology, just like, once again, the N-word. But now we're including the ordinal cipher, right? Simple gematria. A being the first letter of the alphabet, Z being the 26. So even the projects that they was released on N-word numerology, right? But come on. Because even taking Dilla's date of birth, the day that he was born, February 7th, 1974, breaking that down, he was born on 102 and 30 date numerology. Just like, once again, the N-word equals 102. See, now we're using the reverse cipher, the English language backwards. So now Z is 1 and A is 26, right? We live in a dualistic world, right? Duality, right? Men and women, up and down, left and right. So forwards, if you do something forwards, then you also have to do it backwards, right? So with that being said, right, 102 and 30, we have the numbers 102 and 30. Now, this is very interesting because Dilla passed away 102 months and 30 days after the Slum Village first debut album as a group. Right? Welcome to Detroit was Jay Dilla's. This was by Jay Dilla, right? But Fantastic, this was the whole group. This was some Slum Village's first studio album. And he happened to pass away 102 months and 30 days after, just like the N-word, just like how he was born on 102 and 30 date numerology. Just like his name, Jay Dilla, his stage name equals 42. So we have the N-word in each cipher. We have the N-word in each cipher, right? But come on. Because let's also discuss the number 38, as we know that the number 38 pertains to murder by numbers, right? Because if we take February 7th in the year 74, we get 83 date numerology, just like murder equals 83. Just like how Detroit is on the 83rd meridian, right? I finally found out what that second number is. It's called a meridian. This number is the parallel. This is the meridian. Now, it's very interesting that Detroit has these numerologies, 42, which we realize pertains to black people. So black people and murder. And this is exactly what goes on in Detroit. The majority of the murder rate is black people. So it's going right by the design. Just exactly how they wanted it to be, right? But anyway, Jay Dilla was born on the 38th day of the year, right? Remember, February 7th, 38. This is the same day that LeBron James, at the age of 38, scored 38 points to beat the 38-year and 308-day record of Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, when he was born 38 weeks after Kareem Abdul-Jabbar set that record, and he scored 38,388 points. So now we are going to see once again how the number 38 circulates around, right? Murder, rapper, and killing all equal 38. This is why a lot of rappers end up getting killed, right? This is the energy. This is the energy that a lot of rappers push out. They push out a lot of murder, a lot of rap, a lot of death in their music. So that energy, it comes back, right? The energy that you put out comes back to you. Now, it's also very interesting that Jay Dilla was born in the year 74 on the 38th day of the year, when we know killing and rapper equals 74 and 38. So it's very interesting that he had this numerology going on, and he had a very untimely demise, right? He passed away at a very early age, right? But come on, right? Because even his debut studio album was released on a day leaving 308 days remaining in the year. Like I said, murder by numbers, as you can see in the cover, murder, the number 3 and the number 8, just like murder equals 38 in Gematria. Gematria, the killer name, because it's very interesting, because the day that Jay Dilla died on, taking that date numerology, he died on 38 date numerology. Murder by numbers. But come on. Right? Because even if we look at the album Donuts, which is the second studio album by Jay Dilla, released on his birthday. It was released on his birthday. So this was his last album that was released while he was alive. It was released on the day of his 32nd birthday, 3 days before his death. And guess what? Pitchfork placed the album at number 38 on their list of the top 50 albums of 2006. But come on. Right? Because even his posthumous release, which was released after his death, even this album was released on 38 date numerology. So the number 38 circulated all around J Dilla his whole career. The day he was born. The day he was born. Right? But come on. Now, I wanna look deeper into this last album, because this last album was very telling. Now, it was called The Shining. Now, this was released August 22nd, 2006, 193 days after J Dilla's death. Now, the word assassinated equals 193 backwards. Now, on this day that this album was released, it was released with 131 days left, when the word assassinated also equals 131 forwards. Right? But check this out. Even his age, right? He was 32 when he passed away. Just like assassinated equals 32 in the full reduction. So we get this word assassinated that's associated with his death, man. So I can't help but to think, something deeper, went on, to his death, man. It's some, always deeper to the surface, right? It's always deeper to the surface. But come on, they say it's deeper than rap, right? But come on. Right? Because J Dilla even passed away 11 months and 4 weeks before his next birthday, his 33rd birthday, right? When his stage name J Dilla equals 114 in the English language backwards, right? So right by the numbers, man, right by the numbers. Nah, I was looking him up, because I got to put the pictures for the presentation, right? So I came across multiple different pictures where he's in different places with this same outfit on. Now, you already know I'm going to point out the fact that he's wearing the number 35. So I said, what does that mean? What does that mean? And it looked like on the jacket, on the zipper, it looked like that say 555 right there. So J Dilla understood numerology, right? It's safe to say that J Dilla understood numerology, because that looked like 555. Correct me if I'm wrong. That looks like 555 on his necklace. And he's wearing the number 35. So I said, man, that gotta mean something, So I doubled back. I went back and I found some interesting things, man. So Slum Village's debut album, right? Debut studio album was released July 11, 1997. Now, when we break that down in the most simplest way possible, breaking it down to its complicity, this album was released on 35 date numerology, just like the word rap. In the simplest cipher, the word rap equals 35 in the ordinal. 35. Now let's keep on going now, because his last birthday that he was alive to see, his last studio album that came out on his birthday, was on 35 date numerology. 35 and 17, just like rap, equals 35 and 17. So it's some deeper to that 35 that he was wearing. I believe he understood what was going on. I believe he understood the assignment, right? But come on, because that's a random number to just wear. You don't see motherfuckers just wear the number 35, right? Unless you Kevin Durant, right? But come on. Because once again, the last, so we took the first album, now we taking the last ones. So the last studio album that J Dilla was a part of, alongside the group Slum Village, was also released on 35 date numerology, October 25th, 10 plus 25. So it was something, much deeper to that 35. And I just found it strange that he's in these different backgrounds with this same outfit on, with this number 35. So I believe that was what you call predictive programming. But come on. Or planned programming. Now, let's talk about Skull and Bones. Nah, I know we in the year of Skull and Bones. I know that J Dilla passed away way before the year of Skull and Bones. But I'm going to show you how the Skull and Bones has always been a part of these type of rituals, right? And that's something that's not going to change even after the year of Skull and Bones, right? But come on. Because we know that Skull and Bones is called the Order 322. So it's very interesting that once again, the last album, right? J Dilla died 3 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days after the last studio album that was released while J Dilla was still alive. He passed away 3 months, 2 weeks, and 2 days after, just like Skull and Bones. Now, this last album was also released with 67 days left, just like his whole name, James DeWitt Yancey equals 67, just like Blood Sacrifice equals 67, just like Los Angeles, CA, Los Angeles, California. His place of death, right, also equals 67 in the reverse reduction cipher. So he died in LA, which is raise a bell, raise an alarm, right? Because keeping into account that the day that he passed away was the 41st day of the year. So remember the 42 with J Dilla. So he almost passed away on the 42nd day of the year, right? But this has its own reason, right? Because he passed away on the 41st day of the year. Just like, once again, Los Angeles, CA equals 41. Now, when you think about Los Angeles, California, and the number 41, think about Kobe Bryant, who died at the age of 41. When he died, when he played his whole career and passed away in Los Angeles, California, which equals 41. And even Kobe Bryant equals 41 in the full reduction cipher, right? And these are the same numbers that J Dilla passed away on. So, oh yeah, look at this. I missed this one. Look at his death date. 102. 102. Look, he was born on 102 date numerology. Just like the N-word, 102. So that's why he passed away on 102 and not the 42nd day of the year, because this was more fitting. The 322, one day would have changed this whole formula. You see what I'm saying? It would have threw all this off. So that's why he didn't pass away on the 42nd day of the year. 38 date numerology, all this is taken into account, right? So that's why he passed away on the day that he did. So yeah, that 102. So yeah, the N-word, they still hit him with the N-word anyway. Either way it went. You see what I'm saying? But with that being said, man, that's all we have for this video. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this video. Y'all leave any further recommendations for the future. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the love. Appreciate all the support. And I'm out.